I know a cat one more those who have not menstruated no. I know not one or yakalana.
Of course, and you just say yakra.
I don't know when you say and Anquala menstruating no say one more woman.
Now, Captain, also we should logic, no. Your castle will be menstruating, yeah, just so a penny and I saw yakra.
Why didn't I trust your one penny?
Okay, Yanko as Babu Nazul, and I said, Yanko as Babu Nuzul. Yanko as Babu Nuzul, Yanko as Babu Nuzul, and I say, Mary as Babu Nuzul. As Babu Nuzul, ever can say, cause of the revelation, I didn't think a cause way by revelation way by.
Cause either just revelation a buyer, a babetre, and bra.
For anti cause of anti not yet menstruated no a from crown I say from penny for yanko as Bobu Nuzul and I say Ibn Katia. Ibn Abbas staff see a crampona Ibn Abbas on also because saying okay on also kind of say and for such of your women as disperse of menstruation because of old age and women are because of old age or menstruation no. If you doubt, their waiting period, okay, their waiting period shall be 3 months, upon which another man ask, "Oh, messenger of Allah, what about the waiting period of those who do not have menstruation because they are too young?"
Okay, because they are too young.
Yes. Into a child, a crown, I say a penny, no.
And you want to say, yeah, and Kuala aware dampu.
Metis and cry, a horrible thing.
Cause either just revelation a buyer, a babetre, and bra.
Be menstruating, yeah, just so a penny and I saw ya cry.
A tier for Mechacha will be okay, Miss Chacha will be. I'm saying, I'll buy and I was share. Video am okay. No way invite a man for. We a short one, a quick one. Now you said, and you see idea what I say. Yeah, brother, I'm Mutin in Kansas City, and okay, Ishak. And my brother, we by line, we say to Sabayan, who the same strategy we are no play what I say and run okay. And I'm a kind of video, we say I'm in a Menino more videos. Menino more videos of Honoma. Omukle Muse, Omoba Haseno, Omoba platforms were. Be educate you, but the omuno be biano, omuni se to aye e wo ha biano. Omunti min post no mo platform so that mentia say obadiedi omu defending Islam no omu kan se mimi twantro say what you say na mimi nim de make no me no omu ye program biana omu post no mo page honom omunti min post enye proud enchira amanfo the full video say na minister to kan na say na koye na mohwe ha wo ma seto ye kwakọ embarrassing na say koye ni bi bo munti benya sa or justify ade no Quran e kire say obetimi awale akora wadi mfie mpo ni honom onyanya ne menstruation or justify no or say there be mpanyifo susu nya menstruation okay me say omo yenko check the scholars ne kan on person obekwa akọ check the same strategy no ye na nra wo ha say the same thing ono me kan asem me tu Quranic verse no wa sha ase no wo sere se to onim de wo kasa fa ho ne mentality no ono mo wonte da so omo me say osom Islam no and as a Muslim no e do omo so keke o me kan verse no onyante da enso no wo sere ye kwakọ check hwe ya se to me kan no kure afi de on sere bi won wontimi nsere the same thing we no video we say okay but enye ne ho ne ye ba be kasa fa ho sisi ano because enu ya me device bi kire mo screen so about ebia say bia amanfo bi call in Islam mo no untimi mfa ni patuntum entimi nko heaven say what you say na ena me de kire mo screen so no the Quranic verse ne kire e mo amanfo hunu bi by ye pese come details how are black people no they are ye hu omo in Islam so how black people no ye hunu omo in Islam a very bad thing it be say obi aye aware na say obi aye sincere to yourself okay say you good are you good say what honum sincere na say obi judge based on the skin color no say what imagine say you can say the good people no the black people no go say why bet you so a black one bia no ha say the white one no ha say white ni better than the black one na unfair because you see yourself as a black person oh yeah no nature nimpo nature nimpo the ekoma yen nature ye ni san ne krampo hia ye the original people. The original skin no ekura. But obi ba no ba be kire say the blacks no bad and the whites no good they are. Based on the skin color good the thing no, okay. But you say who hadith bi hadith ni person me tie ase say Muhammad the best example for mankind. I was saying you follow the footsteps no, okay. Ono ba no etiefo ono ba no not all slaves. Black slaves. Not only slave, not only black slaves. Jesus by wa only black slave will be other, wa only black slave only black slave will be or no more me about 600 years later. Muhammad by not only a prophet from God, or no by no okra slaves are only blacks. Okay, mama fa bi nkyere mo screen so na tie for mama mo hwe bi, okay. Na yen kasa fa ho because do kasa sisi ano sa shake na malam na kasa sisi ano. O ma ya tie se hadith bi Muhammad hadith bi ano on the ogidi. Mama yen hwe bi na mama so mo njeje for myself, okay. Tie be the good screen so mama bi mo kese na mama hunu bi yen kan na wo ha se clear na mama nyina mo hwe bi, okay, tie for. Enti we nyi seto anu masem once again almost scholars no suna anisa, okay. A hadith in a good screen so narrated, okay. It was narrated by Jabir said. It was narrated that Jabir said, okay, a slave will be by Muhammad Honam. A slave came and pledged to the prophet to immigrate. This slave will buy and okay. A clear no say on your black slave, no, a Arab slave will be an answer be on your black. It will buy and Baba catch Muhammad said. Obey Muhammad follower, not only Muhammad immigrating, okay, and the prophet did not realize that he was a slave. Then his master came looking for him, and this slave when by Muhammad honum and obey pledge Muhammad say person obey Muhammad the chino Muhammad immigrating ko be Muhammad be kono. And Muhammad one who say not or slave. Muhammad one realize he say guy need a slave. And the slave would crown on the master. Then his master came looking for him. Okay. Then the prophet said, and the master never know who the slave and say, Master Nedia, and to all Jeffrey Muhammad and Sam. And the Muhammad Nipacons were didn't say, or person follow Muhammad, obey Muhammad follower. And the Muhammad, Master never begin the slave, no Muhammad Busa Master and say, sell him to me. Untorn slave in the moment. And you see, according to this hadith, Muhammad is a slave buyer. Or to slave, and I was a torn slave. So I would say a prophet from God. A man for be torn slaves. Our Islamic countries. This year, 2021. So per country be a slavery. Islamic country. A debentra because Muhammad was torn slaves. Until Muhammad or to slave we say TB. Muhammad says, sell him to me, and he bought him for 2 black slaves. So I would say. And Muhammad bought the slave for 2 black slaves. And he said, the 2 black slaves, no, and is how slave back. We say, it didn't know, we say, a best example to follow. Hadith, we say, a door to be break. Okay, sell him to me, and he bought him for 2 black slaves. And 2 black slaves, no, and or the tall 1 white slave. The value of a white slave, and I say a slave be on your black, no, a bigger than a 2 in 1. 2 black slave equal to 1 white slave. Sana Muhammad has said, and who a black person who follow we say o best example now, okay? Again, I would just follow and say we need the best example. Madam Mentias the sources nature was saying no, and then remove I say this and what to kind wa bonten or Ghana honum see a man for be tatawa. Imagine say police need ba Ghana, police need do a jura, and a hunu ba could be in a honum, say be a friend of Kofi, and a ba could honum your friend Malik, and a ba could be your friend be a Musa, and a all tata the way Musa ni Malik na one yai or treat Kofi better and go back complaining. Odu one na wo treat Kofi better than Malik ni Musa and ka be complaining, but we say no the end there okay ma during who be okay. We so the best example for us. Until Muhammad oton two black slave for that one white slave, and another that one slave, Then he did not accept the pledge from anyone until he asked. And from that day on, Muhammad, the person be follow okay? Muhammad will ask, is he a slave? Obedient care so we a slave because of unknown slave no be pledge Muhammad no. Ama Muhammad will lose two black slaves. Into opa say was nyansa it has asua nyansa amana asua nyansa nti after obi aba bebusa no obi aba bedi na chi a obedi nkan busa so we slave ana nti say Muhammad came to abolish slavery. Islam came to abolish slavery, but then Muhammad himself he owned slaves. Sama hunu mun share videos we say mama mun tag am for the way say a clear omo references enye mimitri masem ene gu ha say no okay sooner be sahih ne gu ha say no e just say authentic. It's just say authentic. And the same people no mo claim kire say with lies and throw and no here program ni bi na okay and then you remember stream program no for e wo YouTube page hono no the malam ne ba ha say ne nra na o de obeyi ye no who busa the question we know what they are to say no what they are to say no what they are to say who busa an mo hu say na mo boka ko duru z na wonya answer a question na obusa no almost say Islam that came to abolish slavery. And a good screen, so that is what the Muhammad they do to, and Muhammad is a slave seller and a slave buyer. Okay, Muhammad or selling slaves and or to slaves. Okay, the same hadith ni be on say chiremo different source. Okay, we say na yehwan no Sunnah and Nisa. Okay, Sunnah and Nisa. I mean we say Sunnah and Nisa. Me the same story I will say, but me another hadith be on a different from Sunnah and Nisa no. Na ye defo fracture another will be or report the same story. Sunnah Ibn Majah into another reference be on from another scholar be and I say omunko for ni be anya me na me kasa. It is a hadith na authentic we see a sahih. Men can't tell me say a men amako fabricate bibia wo me be a slave came and gave his pledge to the prophet. A slave came and gave his pledge to the prophet. Which means slavery was around. It was normal at the time of Muhammad. Pledging to immigrate. And the prophet did not realize that he was a slave. He didn't realize that he was a slave. Would you say a black person and a prophet never realized and someone realize it? Would you say a black person and a prophet never realize that guy will bet my slave and someone realize it? But prophet he didn't realize, but they okay. Then his master came looking for him, and the prophet SAW said, let him to me, and he bought him in exchange. Someone said about how in exchange for two black slaves. In exchange, into Bakono, they say Bakono, they make kind of correct, no. He bought him in the exchange for two black slaves. Sunnah Ibn Majah and a good screen. Then after that, he did not accept the pledge from anyone until he asked whether he was a slave. To Prophet Muhammad, on who clan slaves or black people, or more slaves. Muhammad only black slaves. And to the say, who follow a slave master booker. And therefore, the Mimika say, who follow a slave master booker. It doesn't mean say, or ye Arab nintin America or a slave master. It doesn't mean say, or ye white or ye black. And found because he owns slaves, into a slave master, no. Some people don't get it. Obi a white doesn't mean say he is a slave master. But say unya evidence be say or only slave no or a slave master. Ghana and for no bebre susu wonkwa na ebi wonkwa. Enti me Ghana ni just me a slave master na. Masif we bia titibia besne twemu kono. Na masini bi your hene e Ghana no only slave. Uhumi say me a slave master. Ghana kings and queens and if for no musu kuranko omo wonkwa na amanfo so mo no omo own slaves. And then hu nipa tuntum bia wonka say ono so a slave master because he a brainwash you. Why adwene no nya adwuma bion. Did they would hu say ye broni nkwa na slave master because say Because slavery, no, only people as slaves. There was a time white people own white people as slaves, black people own black people as slaves, Arab own Arab people as slaves. There's a black people they don't know for a long time. Blacks near you see a chair. Because they intimate organize yourself. Now you intimate baby my eye home. I would say, intimate me as a Ghanaian, no, there was a time there was an Ashanti king who owned slaves. Whom say me a slave master now. There be, but say me make us who the slave master book chia, which means say me who can say me can say who the slave master book chi, who slave master na who follow this here because of the evidence in the good screen so no Muhammad owned black slaves until he was a slave master. I'm not saying say he's a slave master because only papa na Muhammad papa was only slave. It has nothing to do with Muhammad na kasa. But we say the Muhammad na the only slaves no. And nothing na who follow Muhammad. And nothing me make say Muhammad was a slave master. According to my sources, yeah, according to me, Mr. Wa, okay. It was screen so. Until Muhammad is selling 2 black slaves in exchange for 1 slave. It given tra. It was screen so. And Yemen and Mekai also the best example for us to follow. The amount for being torn slaves is here. Udru Libya, Udru Sudan. Now amount for being teacher blacks no more torn almost is saying now. A wine fort. A wine fort. And a good screen is okay. And to say any clear no. To me, the only thing a best example for me to follow because say a torn me yonko force is here now mean support. Okay, into way sooner it be major. The hadith in the Dawson. Sooner it be major and the here, okay. Another hadith, the same hadith, which how authentic hadith way ye. And not a Dawson woman, Jimmy Al-Tamadi, okay, names in the man pronouncing ye crampon ever funny because the name no. It is a Mako and you say a Sahin and a good screen. Nina ye authentic, Nina has been graded authentic. And to want to mean kase and you're authentic and I will say they accept and I say bibisa Dabi because all of them has been great and graded authentic. Mommy and kind also kind, okay. We kind another place. A slave came to give the pledge to the prophet, okay, for hijrah, but the prophet did not realize that he was a slave. So his master came to get him, and the prophet said, "Sell him to me." So he purchased him for 2 black slaves. Okay, then he would not pledge for anyone until he asked if he was a slave. Someone who story, no? Someone who said a good story. Muhammad selling slaves, buying slaves, owning slaves, 2 black slaves for 1 white slave, another for 1 slave, another for one slave. Yes, to buy no by Jesus, any woman about the same message by Jesus message by no cancer owning slaves. Jesus message by no buy no cancer owning slaves. Mwamu judge for myself, okay. Moment twice we say the story ne wakakra, me twice you heard the okay. Then he would not pledge for anyone until he asked him if he was a slave. He said, there is something on this topic from Anas, okay. And we say minim say hadith in dia. This hadith of Jibia is a Hassan Sahin hadith. A good and authentic hadith. This is acted upon according to the people of knowledge. There is no harm in a slave for 2 slaves. So I would say there is no harm in a slave for 2 slaves in hand to hand exchange. But they differ when it is on credit. Where Muslims on hand to hand, no, one better slave, I bet him I did 2 black slaves. Okay. Hadith in Dawson, a Hobebre, Sahina Buhari, so kind of the same thing. There be way say different story. Way different story about Sahina Buhari. We ain't count about the 2 black slaves, no, but it be Emontranya when yepe. Sahih Muslim, and also report to the same story, no. There came a slave and pledged allegiances, okay, to the apostle. and he bought him for 2 black slaves. He bought him for 2 black slaves and did not afterwards take allegiances, okay, from anyone until he clear hadith where clear authentic hadith. Sahih Muslim so report to Jimmy Al-Tirmidhi report to Sunan Abi Dawud report to omunyina report to. That means a authentic hadith clear in the good screen so no. Inti Ayedana Muhammad ebe the best example for us to follow. Obi only slaves, black slaves. Therefore, we sincere sincere to ourselves. Sema Monshe, because it's a woody will be echi. Now we no can't tell say only examples the best example to follow. I am for make example, okay? I'm not to say me the I am for me the amount for be a make example before and say no more only slaves. And no more only slaves. And mu be en so me a prophet. Emu bien honoma omo kan say because of Nyankopon bi na so omonye say omo kan sa omonye the best example for us to follow 2021. Say what you say na enti men fan compare say that time it was normal. You so adwene no men can say that time when it was normal because Muhammad is not a prophet for only that time. He is a prophet for now. For you, for what we are Muslim there, he is a prophet for now and he will be a prophet till you die. Till forever, so stay remain as a Muslim there, obey your prophet. And until the oye and obetime ye bisa akwa kosi. Muslims never have said no person catch them say there are some things in the Quran now. It was only for a specific time. To say alcohol, to say you know you kasafa on Allah Muhammad, Allah didn't can permit Muslims so they can drink alcohol, and I said it was permitted for them. So your casa will be permitted for you. It doesn't mean that you have to do it. But there is no punishment because you have the permission. So I would say, and the alcohol they had the permission to drink. They could drink alcohol. It was okay. And then later, Allah abrogate, said they should not drink when they are going to pray. So more sorry, mamon no monsa. And to abrogating straight ahead. Later, Bion was can say after the munja and sanum. And first, he permitted it. It is in the Quran. Permission you honum. Almost there be in no bond any bass no. No opposite comes opposite catch them say Allah one commando. He never commanded anything. Allah say you can say ubetimia wallet 4, 3, 2, and I say 1. Permission no, but you don't have to. Say what you don't have to marry 4. Say ubetimia wallet 4. But a untimia wale 1. Say what say upa ubetimia no monsa there is no nenya haram. Na ye halal. But later no be change Nyankopon sa no woye nti sana Allah so woye okay. Nti Muhammad untimi nye a messenger a best example. Say no only slaves, black slaves, no ton slaves are. E no be the best example. Afa mu me hwe Quran na anka mu no. Verse na ye kan ne enra na okay. A kire say ye kan say ubetimi untimi fa wo skin color no say wo ye nipa tuntuma untimi fa nko heaven untimi fa wo skin color we nko heaven because wo ye black mama hwe sa ade no okay me the good screen so sisi a na mu nyina ma hunu bi okay me the good screen so ye we pay ye be check ama for munya study entro ne too much ye mpentro bia ye kwa no kre no nti nim de ye kan so insuro hwe because ye kan no kre tu shia me ametimi a kira wood at the country am gina so kan bibi say because Muhammad is slave master me kan keke with mano me ma approve no and approve no so go on say Muhammad is a slave master ampa for no akra for me sorry I mean cause ask them we say for more fast okay na many brother na kasa wo line so no okay I am many obi kasa say na me focus or comment so yeah me free comment for no because me person be crash me margin okay. But sometimes I was a mistake or comment one because I'm on for my guidelines no. So omo divert to me really later na me share comment mu one no. So can me focus or comment no so kakra bia. And ka bon say ka menya guidelines no because or divert here I'm on for bit to me trust that it's to focus or point we say to focus also. Na me but be one ma one ne kasa no carry no carry no carry. Who wants to know about so back so? No boss no more free na more can so. Next time me no be a dialogue but me focus me try say me comment no so kakra. Because so or divert for baby e bi wonu am adwena ma so no obi so bad be baso no comment no aka say to check ni wa kan say bi wa ha say okay me sorry omo ba line so anu na omo twa comment mu nyina no but me really comment me say awurade say ka me still ehwe comment ne mu kakra na ka me stay focus enka guy ne ko wontimi nkasa kra 1 2 bi anka me and my me hosa okay me and my hosa but next time you know me try and I me can me good in multitasking you know say me read the comment na me say my reference na me say kasa at the same time me confuse you better me say the me comment them say na me freeze that screen this say but in pen is okay but me comment we say na e wo Quran you know okay you comment we say Quran chapter 3 verse number 106 okay Quran chapter 3 verse number 106. According to Quran, not according to me. In the first of all, Muhammad or only black slaves, just on respected black people, no, or only black slaves. Okay, Mohebi. On the day, that is, meaning that is on what day no that is chip chap michiao. The day of resurrection into the judgment day, no. When some faces will become white and some faces will become black. Today, you have 2 faces at the day of judgment. You know, you have only 2 faces, black face and a white face. So on separation, what I say no. You have 2 faces, one black, one white. I didn't the way I am fan JJ or skin color and pede or say. You have 2 faces, one is white, one is black. I wonder which one is the good one. Black one and a white one, then a good one. We a black person, you know who be okay. As for those whose faces will become black, as for those whose faces will become black, and there were 2 faces, one white, one black, and those people now almost face by a black, you know, to them will be said, or we ever catch almost say, did you reject faith after accepting it? Ujai or sumunu ebra uje or sumunu. Then taste the torment in hell. And the omo aye black no. Omo na sa statement we come omo. Omo beko akwa chili wa bonsem jem clear. In a good screen so nyamia. For rejecting the faith, for accepting the faith and rejecting the faith. It the all part say we nipa white crumple sisi ya. Na say wo ko do that time na. Obema wanima ye black. Obema wanima ye black. Say the baya obeko bonsem jem. And the black people no omo nyina go bonsem jem and the white people no omo nyina akọ heaven. Yan kind verse number 107. A kwanya we befa so ebe happen be chero sisi ya. And for those whose faces will become white, they will be Allah's mercy. They will be in Allah's mercy. That is in paradise. It's uko paradise so there is no single black face be any honum. Obi en enemy tuntum be any honum. Omo nyina white. Omo na paradise. It's a day in we say no. What boy nyina was as we say so am a different skin colors. But you heaven there. Obi a skin color different skin color ba kopene wo honum. The same God the boy yana. A day in what boy nyina with the what boy about as we say so with all this skin color. Now, through that time of the year, okay, only one skin color pen ever heaven. I didn't think away normal, a logic, even a good thing, man. What you want to wedding can degrade will say to the point say, we won't find I didn't know I'm a good black one man, the Omombe Paris nine black. I didn't know more black or more white. Do you know who be on a crime best number for some by white, a crime bear? Quran church as here, and I saw almost call us church as here. What I say, Muhebi. Quran chapter 27 on okay. Quran chapter 27, verse number 82. And one of na ibn Kathir, explain a kwanya and conform over so obey white, no. Okay, or tre a kwanya over so obey white and also obey black, no. Sana moche was say no. Muhebi way ibn Kathir and Ekasa was saying yes at all. Mesremo me catch them say me do omo scholars and they prove omo e me de kyerɛw we ye nipa tuntuma dwene ho bion udon ne wosom mo hwebi enti that day ne duru okay that judgment day ne duru according to omo no beast bi beba obefra asase beba there is a beast who is coming mo me hear Quranic verse in here Quran chapter 27 verse number 82 it will strike the nose of the disbelievers. Okay,
it will strike the nose of the disbelievers with the ring, and will make the face of the believer bright with the staff, until when people gather for a meal, they will say to one another, "Oh believer, oh disbeliever." Okay, and the statement we say in Arabic sune go say no pa kan, and the obe change your faces no, ba ko be bright, how the face of the believers no e be bright. Say na what kind of say or you so bright. Not just say on my distinguishing between the believers and the disbelievers. The disbelievers they on many be black. Not believers no many be bright. Okay, mama heard the meaning it here. Na mo so mun judge before myself. It's also recorded by Ibn Majah. Okay, and so reported that Ibn so reported that so described the beast into what described the beast, you know, and said its head is like the head of a bull. Okay, its eyes and the beast corner or this are ring remember no more describe no. But some of us story we said na who clear say person copy Bible mu de Daniel abo bi no be free so mbeba no. Say what you say na say bibi say answer Daniel ye wo obi so da na abo be free so mbeba ni titi say na say no bibi say bia no mo copy no ha say. But mu me kan sto mu de mamun kan ebe sia. It is its head is like the head of a bull, its eyes are like the eyes of a pig, its ears are like the ears of an elephant, its horn are like the horn of a stag, okay? And then the ostrich, and then never be brave, okay, can never be brave, or the definition of the abuano, okay? And to see what I say. And to be any question can because I can kind for abuan how abuan it here, any good screen is okay. Between each ear, okay, you do say I say between each ear, each pair of each joint is a distance of 12 cubits. Okay, it will bring out with it the staff of Musa, the staff of Moses, Pomana, or the bow, Abuobi Rian and Toma, a boa Otimi Rian Toma, no the Jane, Moses, our staff will be okay, Poma, and the Sahab beast neighbor or the Moses staff on Baba, and the ring of Solomon, and a Solomon ring. Somebody or the ring in Baba, any Solomon ring, staff, any Solomon ring. There will be no believer left without it making a white spot on his face. It is that or the staff in the ring in the bar. There will be no believer without the ring, and I say without the staff, without the ring, making a white spot or the white spot or the ring in the ball, mama swa. Now white spot to be abesi one. So white spot, okay. Which will spread until all his face is shining white as a result. So until the white spot back now white spot now spread your face. Now face white, shining white. And there will be no TBO to the same story now, and there will be no disbeliever left without it making a black spot on his face. For the disbelievers, the black spots in the basic face one say the Quran which will spread into the black spots and also will spread until all his face is black as a result. Then when the people trade with one another in the marketplace, the more marketplace, when the people trade with one another in the marketplace, they will say, how is this? How much is this? Oh, believer. I didn't know when him so ye believer at for. So what in Tisiano, or my separating conforming or my being two people, no, you were one with a white face, and one with a black face. And to believe and to uno bia, ubetimia who say where you believe and also where you disbeliever. The people of the white face no who young kwabon say, oh, how much is this? Oh, believer. I didn't know when him so ye believer because they're changing the face. So what say, how much is this? Oh, disbeliever. And disbeliever no stories be already now a clear, a authentic, a reasonable. A authentic, be a clear mama to woman they be a clear. And ya cho mumu believer was saying and disbeliever was saying. And then I would be identified or a believer and only disbeliever now. Disbeliever and enemy a black. The disbeliever and enemy a black because the black spot is in mama so and I spread it on enemy na. Okay, and when the member of 100 one household sit down together to eat, they will know
who is a believer and who is a disbeliever. And say who abusia kese, abusia na a big house, big family. Na mo nyina mo betena se na mo didi a, ye be hu say we believer na say we onye believer. Di entra skin color ye didi skin color na ye didi termo, ye onye believer na de onye believer. Mote enti we say no Islam the channel. Then the beast will say, "Oh, so and so, enjoy yourself, for you are among of the people of paradise." And it will say, "So and so, you are among the people of hell." Someone who are the people among of hell? No, or more many black. Or more many black. Or more the people of hell. Ubeda na what Timia say, we say the chinchina nyankopon the best example to follow. The best example to follow. My guy, mama yenye steady. Mama yenye steady. Ade biana u join the biana, okay? Yenye nkura bion, yenye nyini. How do you feel, Krampo say? Time biano, mama yenye hadith fufro bion, yensa fa hadith ba kon kan hu bion ha say. Okay, NCBI the book program will end because we're a short one, quick one. But see, man 40 years here. Mumehe Muhammad, the best example to follow. Onuna wakasa with wisdom from Nyankopon. God's messenger ordered us to kill dogs. Why? Dogs for my then. Kill the dogs. Okay, God messenger ordered us to kill dogs. Obey Musa questions because so command obey Allah and obey the messenger. And we were killing even killing a dog which a woman brought with her from the desert. Okay, to mu kun kramano obey Musa question bia Muhammad commanding to omo. Afterwards, God's messenger forbade us to kill dogs. After what changing argument. Abrogation boy in the bar say and rather say and scientists or me mistake and as edit now yes on mun krama no or scientists for the omuti make answer no ma change your margin ala de won change na adwene edit na Muhammad change na adwene ha say onya bibia original so kan system we say yenkun krama ni nyina na enti obi krama omuti desert so desert who hia krama as a watchman. So what you say na because be anwumere abobi ba betake wana se bibisa krama no mu hunu very far bibi ba komutimi sense ne am easy but Muhammad yenkun krama ni nyina e bi kura obi one dog bi po no eno wan nti won pen krama asem e bia okay afterwards nti Muhammad kan so mu nkun krama no later no God's messenger forbade us killing dogs saying confine yourself to the type which is pure black. After the among crime after the moon focus on the crime now pure black, no pure black dogs should be killed. Okay, pure black and has 2 spots for it is a devil. And the crime now pure black, almost has 2 spots, kill them because san crime a devil. And in crime pure black. And more 2 spots, and they had the devil now. A didn't order almost say, Omunkun Kramani na logic no way, fan. We say no, a clear. Mummy Musa questions, a didn't Mohammed order on beginning and say, Omunkun Kramani na because our man for complaining until after the were limiting up, I say, after the Munkun black dogs, no quan, black ones and quan, black dogs and quan after the Munkun. Tell what you say. Ade bi wo ho ma eye enye soso a enye eni kwan se ye sugar coat bibia ye defe no ade ni go screen so enka president bi na se obi na hihye law bi se mun ko nkrama ni nyina enka mo beka se wo ya na se animal lab no wo hemfa okay ye hwa hadith no bebre wo honom okay. Another hadith bi on eno so authentic am sare kire mo no authentic okay me fa hadith no screen so no okay has it omo kire no kasa we say mo minim kasa we say okay but ayi na good screen mo ha say no reference na good egu ha say no check hwe yen fa ba ko ma kire ase authentic ngo no Jimmy Altemedi yen hwe authentic sahih so hu ti authentic men frame kan kire bibia say entesa authentic. Any good screen is no. Allah's messenger said, when a man performs salat, TBO, sebeme obi bompaya, u bompaya, there are three, and there is nothing in front of him, like a post of a saddle or a camel saddle. Then his salat is served as is severed by passing of a black dog, a woman, and a donkey. So u bompaya. Na say bibi nyina wanima say a saddle and I say a post of a saddle and I say a camel of a saddle. Bibi say nyina wanima and I say bibi say na work comment here papa. But enema miensa na betimi asay won paibo. Enema miensa e betimi asay won paibo according to Muhammad. Enema ne 3. Enipa baako na emboa mienu. What a respect for women. Respect for women or the women no agina emboa nchen. Women, black dog aboa. Okay, you can say be aboa. And a donkey so aboa. In the time me no we say no. Omo na beti mama mpa ebo say okay fine. But a diena oba a woman has in common with a black dog and a donkey. Imagine bibi say what has a woman has in common with a black dog and a donkey? And untia a woman, a donkey and a black dog no and the beti me say mpa ebo. Ma munjeje for myself, okay? And I was asked to I can't say, okay, it was said to Abu Dar, what is the problem with the black dogs rather than the red or white ones? And to people that say, now black dogs, because the dogs no more dogs on them. Problem being what black dogs no more than the red dogs and that's white dogs, no other colors, no. I don't think black dogs don't want you on my twat in chain. It depends Muhammad Khan. Oh, my nephew, I asked Allah's messenger, just as you have asked me. He said the black dog is a shaitan, is a devil. The black dog is the devil. The black dog is a devil. To follow Muhammad to say now, we say, oh, na mawonya time a black dog. Black dog ninja oshe. Or the same as the white dog. And I said the yellow dog. And I said the brown dog. Or the same. Just the skin color keke. Until the skin color keke na nyanko ponsa the man no. At the time one man said the black dog is the devil. A good screen is okay. You're sincere to serve. Sahin and a good screen is okay. Can say Sahih Muslim and also go say Sahih Muslim so report to the same story. The black dog is the devil and a go say no. Ubompaya many say nina or targeted black dog keke reference Sahih Muslim the stories na e ho no bebre kwa Esuna Abi Dawood nina say authentic nina authentic a woman a black dog and a donkey the black dog is a devil and a good screen is no. And how long now? Obey me at Tom Wagner, obey me to Wagner Diagro. How long? Okay, can never be brave about Islam now. Moses Muhammad, no, because in the Nissid Nipatuntum so. I just say, hey, beer, a bed benefiting the year, okay, Debbie, then in so. So I would say, I mean, for Hadith, we say, Crown Point, and I'm already there. Mr. Who know Hadith, I did about blacks, the percent for whom how racist and I say how focus on many black people on the son. Okay, more statements be a what hadith we say mono. The most hateful among the most hateful among the creation of Allah is one black man among them. The most hateful. What you saying now? There is nothing more hateful than this black person. I don't know why you're black. I didn't know why you're black. Where you hadith ne go on no. The most hateful among the creation. The most hateful among the creation is one black man among them. This tribe, this tribe. I didn't know Allah or hate one black person. I didn't know why is he the most hateful person? Then a dear man as a black person, the most hateful for Allah, or the most hateful person, and yet not even Satan, the most hateful. This guy among the creation, the whole creation, Allah boy, they were hating the person, woman, one black person. That's what you say. Moment kind for a stroke crack. Namunubi. When Hurera, okay? When Hurera. And then from this one, okay, set out. Yanka topic. Yanka also saying, Ubaidullah bin Abdul Rafi, okay, Abu Rafi, the freed slave of the messenger of Allah. So what say in the free slave we say there Muhammad be free on your black and I say baby sir me sure so you black on your black obe free no ba be adwuma ma no only enough or enough black slave or black slave e ma ono mo chile and also black slave o mo ya adwuma ma no Bilal no kwampo no so a slave ma Muhammad take advantage and o use Bilal Muhammad take advantage and o use Bilal no Bilal kwampo Muhammad wu ya no still na Bilal da so ya debe ya no a slave Muhammad wu ya na Bilal da so a slave no Bilal pa chew or pa chew say bia wu Abubakar say wo to me for server keep me anu nie tie for mo hwebi Bilal ono so indi patuntum na omo ton no ene Muhammad accept Islam so the say Muhammad ko ton no but oba Muhammad ton when free na onye free no ntimi nko baby opebia na ontimi nko baby opebia mo hwebi na Muhammad wu ye no ena Bilal say na we free a enka won kasa statement we say no Bilal said to Abubakar na Muhammad wawu enti tama Muhammad wu ye no na Bilal or kan say ma che Abubakar say if you have bought me for yourself then keep me for yourself but if you bought me for Allah's sake then leave me for Allah's work. So what say enti o to me for Allah's sake any jam na me nkoya aladwuma ti Bilal or convert by a Muslim no Muhammad wu ye no still not Bilal episode or control because I on the kotor no Muhammad ma Bilal na kotor no so what say ti Bilal tama Muhammad wu ye no onye say we free a obetimi akọ baby opebia da bi ti Muhammad o yusu no Bilal ni ono wo ye adwuma Muhammad te say ti Muhammad wu say wo ye akwa onye free no onye ni choice a obetimi akọ baby opebia no enti ha say no na afi de Abubakar ebe ma ne ho kwan na ma na kwa na se bibisa zama hunu bi eno so say de ba Sahih Buhari enye seto na me kasa wa say enye seto na kasa wa say so what say na enti go screen so no me hwe hadith ba kono de go say no okay when Huraira okay set out and as he was with Ali B okay Abu Talib said there is no command but that of Allah. There is no command but that of Allah. Okay. Upon this, Ali said, the statement is true, but it is intentionally applied to support a wrong cause. The messenger of Allah described the characteristics, and I found these characteristics in them. And Muhammad I described characteristics. Bia, characteristics no. Ni yebi ni suban bi Muhammad na describe kire wo mo nkofo be kwakọ duru honom no mahun sa suban ni ye no e won nkofo ne ho nti omodwen say yo ma sa wote they stated the truth with their tongue but it does not go beyond this part of their body. Then the narrator pointed towards his throat nti omodo omano kan say no but entra minim. Okay, the most hateful among the creation of Allah is one black man among them. We say no. So say it Allah the one most hateful person Allah or time no. Any we say mo. Enti omo kwache omo kunkum because Anna Muhammad catch omo. Any good screen is on okay for. We say a short video, the person me present it amount for na mo hunu be go screen so me na go so for some time. Now our person can now what kind be. Omo be chin kofo no makunkum omo. Omo kunkum omo just like that. Tamati say omo kunkum omo just like that. It we say na clear. So do osum be a okay? You sincere to self. Obian for so bia a wow choice into your canocre no okay it's for my time as assume be okay I was say I back to a jumam but we a short video and me call jumam me pon late into me my life later okay but me share video now me need malam ne ye ne nra no ye be share on YouTube page on be as abo playback bi on it we say the short video na person me botcha man for how are Islam a discriminating against black people. Okay, and as back who create one of them, maybe the man on the car. It is almost scholars ni bois, monsieur me bois. Source now, rich winning authentic. So almost bois, monsieur me bois. Okay, so almost bois so they are not being say Islam. There is nothing credible because they didn't remember can throw your form prophet who say almost prophet need taught slaves or taught black slaves. There were many stories about Muhammad with black slaves. Muhammad only black slave, Aisha were black slaves. There were hadith people one of my castle or more black slaves. That's what I say. And we say no, intimate a prophet or free yakopon be honum because I had the born in him says slavery near the papa. And the messenger be bar. Or no mamma swat slavery and so and some continue and two black people with one slave and you're possible no okay. Seto SSKT for me say one share video we say montage amount for no could be one my air yet say a draw be a bit my civil life no if you are you know but sanity yes I won't unya kiono unya ya ayalesano unya ayalesano mohe Abdul Bakwa Bahase was saying you are the most useless Ghanaian I have ever seen in my life. You explain it the way you want it. Abdul explain it. I don't know what friend was now explaining today. Mentia say camel urine no effect me na me catch now. Yes, me explaining wrong. Who better explanation, but you never call. Unti me friend wa say me explain bi bia nkyere. Enti wo logic na wa him for say. Among 40 me this I didn't go school in so no. Blade be explain it okay. My man be explain best we try in here. Be explain it okay. Be explain it how Muhammad auto black slave, auto two black slave no. Be explain it is here. Explain we try is here Mr. Wa okay. But explain say, and he bought him in exchange for two black slaves. But explain we try. Abdul, Mr. Wa, explain verse we try wa say. Say Muhammad kwakoto slave no with two black slaves no kotoy or two black slaves no they exchange one slave back on. Explain try wa say. Me train. Yen Muhammad. Onti me explaining tray and you want me explaining tray sir explain tray Quran no anything Quran e kan tray wo say yen hwe minim logic be e wo mutrim on the day okay when some faces will become white and some faces will become black. As for those whose faces will become black, okay, to them will be said, did you reject the faith after accepting it? Then taste the torment in hell for rejecting the faith. But explain. So we want to me explain, which means that you are the most useless person on this chat room, no. Because because maybe useless, because maybe explaining wrong. Meanwhile, we want to me explaining and the woman we are useless, no. Anything you want to say because you perceive swing there, you perceive tin maybe I say. So me can say na me mentia say na me see me jindia and me fault because who useless no. Who also banaka baba explain try na yetias here. How long na would you also moyechi? Anything I want to me explaining. The woman say we are identity and here. You are just a Muslim by name, but you don't know anything about Islam. Anything I want to me for say, me explain bibi anchire obi a say no. Come out for there. Sometimes some people mentor must say me can't say how long na must be computer. There be able to questions. Why would you say brabe answer? Next time you study. Okay, you study. Muhammad. Oba na one for intelligent one to man Kenya say bia wa say na obaji bia show ho. Me respect your man for, but sometimes I was a man for GB show ho. Okay. Oba no also be Kenya sasem, especially say we panyina. We panyina also oba no be Kenya sasem. Me misunderstanding. Yan fan say me misunderstanding. And the be na me can misunderstanding na. E dey tell me useless. Now what tears and won't be friend busa small boys cramp to me for I say won't be friend that. Ufra obekan Arabic no. Say ufrepe obekan Arabic. You be hu ga ho na abeto zamia wa say. Seto SSKT for okay. Lifestone me lifestone so you can't explain. You know cause untimi. Omo nyina mo frame pe na mo panic say. I didn't think Yakupon do have no Obama 2 different colors. I didn't think more colors. What is wrong with the colors now? What is here no? I didn't think black people no back up on same gym. Black person back up on same gym. Hadith back on important say Obama will show me say me unsa hadith na. Therefore, mo subscribe to page on me say me unsa hadith way faster. Na me dey akire mo. Okay, me. According to Omo hadith, enye me na make sample. Enye me na make asa o. Wo do Omo source kire mo pe na Omo bu afuo. The only religion say what kind of books are now what be your enemy. What kind of books no say be your enemy. Religion be any. What kind of books no. What kind of books they kire wo no. Now we a hater because all kind of books. What kind of source e da kire no so we a hater. Omo ankasa source no kan bo ntimi kan kire wo mo. Mo hwe bi. We ye hwan Miscat deben gu ase no omo source no okay authentic. It's not Hassan just say a good. It's graded Hassan, which means say a good no mo me heard the go on okay. Abu Dada reported God's messenger Nyankopon messenger na ekasa no saying mo heard the Muhammad ekasa wa say mo heard God messenger. God created Adam. When he created him, he struck his right shoulder and brought forth his offspring white like small ants. Tawte into the right shoulder of Adam no. E honum na white people ni free by. E honum na white people no, the right shoulder of Adam. E honum na white people free by. And he struck his left shoulder and brought forth his offspring black as though they were charcoal. To say bidie no, enti Adam according to source no, almost say Muhammad say Adam the left shoulder so no e honum na nipa tuntum ni nyina free by to say bidie charcoal. Say what Adam right hand, the right hand na the respectful hand no e honum na white people free by the left hand na Allah krampo only left hand Allah only left hand because two right hand. Into the left hand hona wo free by wo nipa bidie no nipa tuntum na free by to say we bidie. He then said, he then said to the party of the on his right side, and to more right side, to paradise, and I do not care. Until white, they should go to paradise, and he do not care on Fahon. And he said to the party on the left shoulder, on his left shoulder, more left shoulder, to hell, and I do not care. Allah on Fahon, so we in the person to move up on something and Fahon. But explain it to Mohammed. Brother, be explain we try. Baby, yo, Uba say na ba yesterday. Okay, Mohammed, Uba say yesterday because Obian for so either say you open your brain now be suya there and answer you close your brain. Now why damn? Entertain is same be say be crampo too much. Okay, respect yourself. Ubenya respect. You show respect, you get respect. With Ubana Baba Yense Huna, you will get your own, okay? Sabepe. You will say, Udin kind of the atema. Rich me say, what be a door, no? What be a door, so we soon do attempt. We put a question. You say, Muslims, or more platforms, no? And almost more preacher against another religion, no? Okay? Muslims are more preacher against another religion. Would be attempt basa. And you be a mayor wa say, Yana, there be. And you be a mayor wa say, no? When
they can't grab these idols have no power or more power and can and can say galamse a man for ye galamse or won't even protect even the land that the idols are living they can't even protect. Bruni or Yansan see who be near who see the Buntiase. That was every say very high kakra. But we say a man for I say worshiping idols is the most stupid. I mean, stupidity in life. Say, oh, if I push, I don't be funny. I'm not that they are done in Busum. No, next is any for only answer. Wake us a quotation, man's only answer. Wake us up from one answer. But these guys are using you.
Tell what you kind no. Mo amudi na china munim nyansa. Se me na me kan se wa wo ye nkremoni wunim nyansa. Me na me kan sa statement we anka obedi obeka say insult. Me na me kan se wa wudi Mohammed achi wunim nyansa anka obeka say insult. Ono de o keka bi ne de wo mia wa na oba be na me platform so obeka kan se hunu akire me. Ah? Masa come out for there, okay? Mr. Wa abe ma ha say ma me ye nsem hunu bi ankire ye. Tie for Mr. Ma mon share page, mon share videos no ma me. Mon tag e omo. Okay, munye steady. Mon tag am for mame. Seto SSK tie for. If a program so end wa ha say ya, okay. Srema me time so wo say me kosisi ya. Inti me srema okay, seto SSK. Mon tag video na mon share me srema mon share na mon san share bion, okay. Me do bi ase. Jabani abala no so me dase. Roni se mame fia kwa we say, okay. Tie for me dase mo ma ba, okay. Me time so wo say me come back to adwuma. Inti mo ma ba, okay. Mu ye we say nyina so mo nye pagans sem hunu, okay. Mo me blast them man blast.
Yeah. See me blaming robbing the game and sleeping and robbing. I'm a driving the motor, see me rocking the trouble. Nigga black diamond, Gucci banner bleaching. See me dog shining, where they rapping and giving the service. I'm a boss bar go. We the robbing and sleeping and trouble like the yeah. Smoking a goose, driving my Lambo.